Good afternoon, everyone. I would like to thank each and every one of you for being here with us at this live session from MAHSA University Saujana Putra campus. I am Murni Amira binti Muhammad Aminuddin. I am lecturer at the Faculty of Health Sciences, MAHSA University, and I will be moderating today's session. Today's webinar is on solid waste, its impact on water quality, is proudly organized by the Faculty of Health Sciences, MAHSA University. Dear viewers, before we proceed further, I would like to give you a brief overview of the program offered by the Faculty of Health Sciences at MAHSA University. Under the Faculty of Health Sciences, we have three different programs, which is the first one, School of Physiotherapy. The next department is Department of Environmental Health and Safety, and the last one will be the Department of Medical Imaging. So why you should join the health sciences? This field provide high job demand, especially in the essential services. You won't have boring work routine because we have wide range of specialization, low risk of job automation, which means that the graduate won't be replaced by machines, and you can work in variety of setting like different industries, government or private sectors. And basically health sciences provide a career you can feel good about because most of the time it involves helping people. And infinite excellence is what MAHSA aspires to provide to each of our graduates. So under different department, we have been offering different programs. For example, under the School of Physiotherapy, we offering diploma in physiotherapy, Bachelor of Physiotherapy, Bachelor of Physiotherapy Open and Distance Learning, and Master of Physiotherapy. Under the Department of Environmental Health, we offering diploma in environmental health, Bachelor of Environmental Health and Safety, Bachelor of Environmental Health and Safety Open and Distance Learning, and Diploma in Occupational Safety and Health. Under Department of Medical Imaging, we are offering Diploma in Medical Imaging Radiography, Bachelor of Medical Imaging, and also Bachelor of Medical Imaging Open and Distance Learning. Like mentioned before, under the School of Physiotherapy, we offering Master of Physiotherapy, which is a 1 year program for full-time mode and 2 year program for part-time mode. And here is the entry requirement for the Master of Physiotherapy. Next, we have Bachelor of Physiotherapy, which is the 4 year program and 3 year program for those from diploma. However, it is subjected to approval of credit transfer. And here is the entry requirement for the Bachelor of Physiotherapy. We have offering Bachelor of Physiotherapy, Open and Distance Learning as well, which is also 4 years program and 3 years program for those with diploma, which is subjected to approval of credit transfer. And here is the entry requirement for the program. Next, we have Diploma in Physiotherapy, which is the 3 year program. And here is the entry requirement for Diploma in Physiotherapy. Move on for program under the Department of Environmental Health. We offering the Bachelor of Environmental Health and Safety, which is a 4 years program and 2.5 years program for those with diploma, and it is subjected to approval of credit transfer. And here is the entry requirement for Bachelor of Environmental Health and Safety. Next, we have Bachelor of Environmental Health and Safety, Open and Distance Learning, similar to the conventional program. It is a 4-year program and 2.5 years program for those with diploma. However, it's subjected to approval of credit transfer as well. And here is the entry requirement for the program. Next, we have the Diploma in Environmental Health, which is a 3-year program similar to Diploma in Physiotherapy. And here is the entry requirement for the Diploma in Environmental Health. We also offering Diploma in Occupational Safety and Health, which is a 3-year program. And this is the entry requirement for Diploma of Occupational Safety and Health, in which you only require 3 credits to enter the Diploma in Occupational Safety and Health. Those with certificate also with a minimum CGPA 2.5 can also enter the Diploma of Occupational Safety and Health. Next, let's move on to the program under the Department of Medical Imaging. We offering the Bachelor of Medical Imaging, which is 4 years program and 3-year program for those with diploma. However, it's subjected to the approval of the credit transfer. And here is the entry requirement for the program. Next, we have Bachelor of Medical Imaging, Open and Distance Learning, similar to the conventional program. It is a 4 years program and 3 years program for those with diploma, which is subjected to the approval of the credit transfer. And here is the entry requirement. Department of Medical Imaging also offering Diploma in Medical Imaging, which is a 3 years program. And here is the entry requirement for the program. In MAHSA, teaching and learning activities are being provided by experienced and dedicated academic staff. We also offering various study modes which you can choose from conventional program to the open and distance learning program. Cross-teaching also will be provided by experts, in which MAHSA has the most number of health disciplines in a single institution among the IPTS. We also emphasize on the interactive teaching and also hands-on clinical and practical skill, which you can learn through face-to-face mode or during the online platform using the LMS system. We have a long list of hospital and institutions for clinical, practical, and also industrial placement for the student. And all the programs under the Faculty of Health Sciences are accredited by the MQA and JPA with international recognition. For example, Bachelor of Physiotherapy having dual award with ARU. MAHSA also has been known to provide financial aid for their students by offering various scholarships. For example, Haji Abdullah Academic Excellence Scholarship, Foundation Scholarship, Blue Ribbon Scholarship, School Teacher Scholarship, Family Scholarship, and the Single Parent Scholarship. Those students who joining MAHSA also will be offered with the PRIDE program, which is the Professional Industry-Driven Education. This program will help to boost on the academic performance of the student, and the certification also are globally accepted. And this program also help to enhance employability among the graduates. Those who join in Faculty of Health Sciences or any other program offered by MAHSA University are eligible to join the Student Mobility Program. And here are some of the programs where we conduct the student mobility. in the previous year. The first one will be the Iyo Sosei University in Japan, Lovely Professional University in India, and Universitas Sriwijaya Palembang, Indonesia. In terms of pathway for progression, those who enter from the diploma or foundation can further their study to bachelor, then to master and PhD level. Those graduate from bachelor also can opt to different choice of going into employment. In terms of career opportunities, here is some of the career opportunities provided by all three fields mentioned in the Faculty of Health Sciences. In terms of the physiotherapy, the graduate can work in the hospital under the Ministry of Health or any other private hospital. They can also join the spine and joint center and also work in the sport physiotherapy clinic, rehabilitation center, spastic children home, nursing homes and elderly homes, as well as can further their career as a researcher and academician in higher education institution. For those from environmental health, the graduate can join the health officers under the Ministry of Health. They also can be employed by the municipal council or any local authority. They can join the port authorities and other company, for example, solid waste and wastewater management company, any industrial sector, food manufacturing and hospitality industry, and also can further the career as a researcher and academician in higher education institution. And for those from medical imaging, they can work under in hospital under the Ministry of Health and any other private hospital. They can also work in the emergency clinic, primary care clinic, medical imaging industry as a sales personnel in radiology equipment, and also they can further their career as well as a researcher or academician in higher education institution. So everyone, it's time to be more. Start with the admission to MAHSA, to your orientation, through your academic progression, your graduation, and lastly, the employment of job of your dream. Best wishes from us. And in case you want to know further about the Faculty of Health Sciences, you may visit us from our Facebook, Instagram, and also Twitter. Please contact us through MAHSA website or through our faculty Facebook page to know more about our programs, or you can simply leave a comment. We will get back to you. Your question concerning this webinar session can be listed in the chat box. So, before we begin, allow me to make a short introduction on today's topic entitled Solid Waste: Its Impact on Water Quality. In rapidly developing countries such as in Malaysia, management of solid waste is an ever-growing challenge. The vast amount of waste generated by urbanization and high commercial and also the industrial activities, if not being properly managed, can cause significant detrimental effect to our environment and health, including toward the water quality. Poor management of solid waste has been linked to various pollution, not only to water, it also affects the aesthetic issue and also pest and vector problem. Before we go further, let me introduce our lovely panel today. Let's welcome Madam Tengku Nilam. Maybe Madam Tengku Nilam want to say hi to our audience.
Hi everyone.
Okay. Madam Tengku Nilam hold a master degree in environmental science from University Kebangsaan Malaysia. She has more than 10 years of working experience in the field of environmental health in both academics as well as research. Her research interest is in the area of solid waste and water quality management. Now, I would like to call upon Madam Tengku Nilam to talk about today's topic. Madam Nilam, you can take over.
Okay, thank you to Miss Amira. Thank you also to the organizer for giving me this opportunity to share my knowledge on solid waste and also on water quality management. Okay, so for today's topic, I will talk about on solid waste and its impact on the water quality. Okay, so I will share my slide now. Okay, so my name is Tengku Nilam Baizura binti Tengku Ibrahim, and I'm from Department of Environmental Health, Faculty of Health Sciences, MAHSA University. Okay, so for today's topic, let me briefly define what is actually solid waste. What is the definition of solid waste? What is the source of solid waste? Where it coming from? And then what are the factors that can impact the generation of solid waste, especially in Malaysia. Okay, so first of all, the definition of solid waste based on the Solid Waste and Public Cleansing Management Act 2007. Solid waste can be defined as any scrap material or other unwanted surplus substance or rejected products arising from the application of any process. So basically, solid waste is anything that we don't want anymore, that being broken or worn out, contaminated, or anything that need to be disposed at the waste treatment facilities. Okay, so under Solid Waste and Public Cleansing Management Act 2007, this act actually is to provide for and regulate the management of control solid waste and public cleansing for the purpose of maintaining the proper sanitation and for matters accidental in terms of solid waste management. So basically this give a guidelines in properly manage the solid waste in Malaysia, starting from the solid waste generation, okay, where it coming from, the sources, maybe from the residential area, maybe from the industrial area, maybe can be coming from the institutional, campus, university, or even from the hospital and research lab. Okay, and then there is also guides on the collection system, the storage, okay, and also transportation, because different types of solid waste will need the different types of storage, collection, and also transportation. Okay, and the last one is of course the treatment, either to be disposed of at the landfill or to be sent to the incineration. Okay, so here are the waste characteristic, the waste composition in Malaysia. As we can see here, the main types of waste in Malaysia is coming from food waste. Okay, so with 44.5% from the total solid waste generated in Malaysia. Okay, food waste can be coming from not only from the domestic area, not only from the residential or our houses, but it is also can be coming from the commercial area, from the restaurant, from the cafe, and maybe also from the institutional cafeteria. Okay, and even the food waste also can be coming from the agricultural activities. Okay, where the crop that they plant produce something that cannot be sold to the market. For example, carrot that have different color, different shape compared to the normal carrots. Okay, so in terms of this, they usually dispose of this rejected vegetable to the landfill. Okay, so the second one is the plastic waste. Of course, this is one of the major waste in Malaysia, continuously generated from years ago until now. Okay, with 13.2% of the total solid waste in Malaysia. Okay, so there are a few types of plastic waste lah, especially the plastic bags, plastic bottles, plastic straw, food packaging, plastic cutleries, cotton buds, or even disposable coffee cup. Okay, this is continuously generate by day-to-day lifestyle in Malaysia, and even we import the plastic waste from the other countries, especially from the developed country, for example from US, from the Canada, from the UK, from the Russia, or even from the France. Okay. And the next one, the main concern also is diapers or sanitary napkins. Okay, with 12.1% of the total solid waste in Malaysia. Okay, so for your information, every year we generate 1.5 tons of diapers have been disposed of at the landfill every year, and this is consist of 12% of landfill site filled with diapers. So, and for your information also, diapers need 200 years to be completely decomposed in the environment. So I think we need to think about it, and then maybe we can replace, substitute to another environmental friendly kind of diapers. Okay, so next we have 8.5 of paper waste, 5% of garden waste, 3.3% of glass, 3.1% textile, 1.6% of Tetra Paks, and also 7.9% of others waste, which is consists of metals, aluminium cans, or maybe debris, and also e-waste. E-waste is also one of the major or increasingly waste in Malaysia currently, which is consists of mostly laptops, computer, smartphone, and also other electrical appliances. Okay, so waste composition in Malaysia basically can be affected by the many factors, okay, because of the population, growth of population, urbanization, and also growth of economical, okay. Let's say we live in a developed state or country, the waste generation is higher compared to the rural area. Okay, and also other than that, in Malaysia we have even though we don't have 4 seasons, the winter, the spring season, the summer, and also the autumn, but we have a few seasons that can contribute to the waste generation in Malaysia. For example, fruit season, durian season, or a wedding season, holiday season, or maybe Ramadan. Okay, there are studies that shows that during Ramadan, the waste, the organic waste, especially the food waste, generation higher during the Ramadan. Okay, so yeah, so here are the figures of the data on the imported plastic waste into Malaysia. Okay, this is from 2018, where we are one of the largest importer plastic waste from the US in 2018. Okay, so we actually import 157,000 tons of plastic waste to be disposed in our country, okay, from the developed country. Okay, so this is very concerning because we don't know what types of plastic that have been imported, what types of maybe it can contain chemicals or toxic chemical substance that can eventually will impact our environment. Okay, so there are top 10 exporters of plastic to Malaysia, including US, Japan, UK, Germany, Hong Kong, Estonia, and also France. Okay. So in Malaysia, Malaysia was reportedly generating municipal solid waste amounting to around 37,000 tons per day in 2019. Okay, and then this is equivalent to the approximately 1.17 kilogram per person per day. So just imagine what are we doing every day that can contribute to the 1 kg of waste every day. Okay, and of course the main types of waste is coming from food waste with 44.5% of the total municipal solid waste, and this number can increase to 3 to 5% annually in the generation of waste. Okay, and 90%, for your information, 90% of total solid waste generated in Malaysia will end up in the landfill. Okay, landfill is most favorite waste treatment facilities, okay, because of the low cost and also the easier to manage compared to the other treatment facilities, for example incineration. Okay, and then yeah, this is the waste hierarchy. This is what we apply from years ago until now, where the waste hierarchy is actually tool used in the evaluation of processes that protects the environment alongside resource and energy consumption from most favorable to least favorable action. Okay, so according to the hierarchy here, we can see that the most favorable method of waste treatment in Malaysia is disposal. Okay, as I mentioned before, 90% of our waste will end up at the landfill. Okay, and the rest, maybe a few percent to the energy recovery, recycling, reuse, reduce, and also prevention. Prevention is the most least favorable action for the waste treatment. Okay, for your information, our recycling rate in Malaysia is currently only in the range of 10% to 20% only compared to the other neighbor country, for example, Singapore. Okay, so the rest are sent to the landfill, then of course it will end up with a few problems to the environment, to the water and so on. Okay, so basically the aim of the waste hierarchy is to extract the maximum practical benefits from products and to generate the minimum amount of waste. Actually, we want to reduce. Actually, the waste hierarchy is basically is a guide for us to what are the methods that can be used to reduce the waste, okay, and also to minimize the waste, and what are the most effective ways of waste treatment, okay, compared, okay. So yeah, as I mentioned before, sorry, 90% of solid waste generated are sent to the landfill, and for your information, most of our landfills in Malaysia, okay, in Malaysia, are located near to the main river basin that supply water to the community. Okay, so in Selangor itself, we have 5 sanitary landfill that is located along the Selangor River. Okay, so this is very concerning because when the landfill, which is can generate various types of effluent, especially the leachate, okay, and then eventually they will discharge this leachate or effluent straightly to the nearby river, and then of course end up will impact our environment, the water quality, the organism, and also to the human health. Okay. And yeah, so this is some articles on the waste management, solid waste, and also river water pollution. Okay, mainly in Selangor. Okay, waste down pollutes river. 16 cases of water contamination in Selangor this year. Semenyih factory main culprit of river pollution. Illegal factory causing water pollution closed. And also we even mentioned in other countries newspaper with titles of loads of rubbish clogging up Malaysian rivers. Okay. So okay, so let's go to the landfills. Landfill is one of the waste treatment facilities, okay, where we dispose our waste there, and then it will generate a few effluent lah. For example, we have the landfill gas, which is consists of the methane, carbon monoxide, carbon dioxide, and also other greenhouse gases. And the main important is the generation of leachate. Okay, leachate is a high pollutant liquid. Okay, high pollutant liquid that contain extremely high concentration of pollutants and parameters. Okay, and yeah, this is the leachate contamination, leachate characteristic. We can see here the parameters and also the readings according to the types of landfill leachate: young leachate, intermediate leachate, and also stabilized leachate. Okay, so we can see here based on the parameters, a few parameters here. For example, chemical oxygen demand. The concentration can be more than 10,000 milligram per liter. Okay, even it is in a stabilized phase, the concentration is still high, which is 4,000 milligram per liter. Okay, same goes to the BOD, biological oxygen demand, and also ammoniacal nitrogen. With in a stabilized phase, the concentration can be more than 400 milligram per liter. So this is very, very important to take note that if we discharge the leachate or the effluent to the river with this kind of concentration, high concentration, which is exceeding the standard river water quality standards, and of course it will can impact the environment, especially the river water quality. Okay, so here are the parameters and also the concentration of few parameters: minimum, maximum, average, compared to the standard discharge limit. Okay, we can see here the standard discharge limit is, for example, um, for the total solids, okay, BOD 20 milligram, total phosphorus, and also other heavy metals. Okay, so yeah, just imagine if we just the raw leachate being discharged directly to the environment with this dark color, okay, compared to the treated leachate after the treatment, or maybe treated leachate after the reed bags. Still, there are a few parameters that have the high concentration, okay, that is exceeding the standards limits. Okay, so in Malaysia, we have a few two types of landfill. Okay, landfill. The reason why we always choose the landfill, because of landfill is a low cost process, and also it is easier to manage compared to the other treatment facilities. Okay, so in Malaysia we have open dumping. Okay, open dumping and also sanitary landfill. Open dumping is a simple dumping area, okay, the open, okay, without any liner, landfill liner, or even without leachate treatment system. Of course, they don't have a leachate treatment system, and they don't even have the leachate collection system to collect all the leachate that generated from the landfilling process activities. Okay, and of course, as well as the landfill gas system. Okay, so if we keep dispose our waste to the open dumping without all this system or processes or liner, okay, so the leachate that generated from the landfill activities will eventually penetrate into the soil, okay, into the soil and eventually go to the groundwater table and polluted it, and of course to the surface water runoff will pollute our river water quality. Okay, other than open dumping, we also have sanitary landfill, which is can be classes into 4 level. Level 1, level 2, level 3, and also level 4. Level 1 and 2, they do have the leachate collection system. Okay, but they don't have the liner, they don't have the final cover. Okay, so without final cover or liner, the leachate can still penetrate into the groundwater, to the soil, and then will pollute the soil, and the plant will taken it up and then pollute and then accumulate in the plant, and then eventually we eat the plant or vegetable and accumulate in our body, and of course can arise so many disease. Okay, so but for the level 3 and 4 sanitary landfill, they have all this system, the liner, the leachate collection system, the leachate treatment system, and even the gas control system. Okay, where they convert the landfill gas into the electricity energy. Okay, but sadly, we still have the open dumping in Malaysia. I think more than 100 of open dumping still actively receive solid waste from the surrounding area. Okay, and as I mentioned, based on the numbers of the waste generation, based on the percentage of the increasing annually rates of waste generation, and also types of treatments, okay, open dumping and level ones, landfill, okay, there are a few impacts can impact the water quality lah, okay. Okay, so here are the some impact on the water, on the impacts from the solid waste ni. Okay, for example, not only to the water pollution, but we also have the contamination to the soil, okay, which is can be coming from the leachate and then the chemicals from the waste that being disposed at the landfills, okay, especially at the open dumping, and then will contaminate the soil, and even the air pollution with the landfill gas, and also waste product will contact to the human, and then impact our health, and also of course the water pollution from the discharging of the effluent, the surface runoff, and also penetration through the soil and the groundwater, and can impact to the not only to the river water quality, but also to the aquatic organism. Okay, so other than that, from the landfills, solid waste also not only can impact by the landfill activities, but also from our daily life, okay, based on our ethics and lifestyle, and also our lifestyle and ethics. Okay, so some without proper solid waste management or without awareness, the people or community tend to dispose or throw their solid waste to the nearby river, to the drain, and end up with clogging the drain and the river, and then eventually can cause flood and increase the breeding of pests and vector, and of course from that it can arise the waterborne disease, pest and vector disease, and other diseases that can impact our public health. Okay, so this is what happened. This is actually in Malaysia. Okay, in Malaysia, what happened in Malaysia? What happened to our people? Okay, they just throw everything to the nearby river, to anywhere they like, and also because of the maybe a low awareness of solid waste, and also the impact to the environment. Okay, so other than river water quality, solid waste that being thrown to the river can also impact the aquatic organism. Okay, we can see here the fishes. What's happened to the fishes when we throw or dispose our waste to the river or to drain? Okay, it will can decrease the dissolved oxygen that extremely needed by the aquatic organism. Okay, when the dissolved oxygen is decreased, then of course it will impact the aquatic organism, and at the same time can increase, and other than that also can increase the growth of algae bloom, can cause the eutrophication, and so on. Okay. Okay, so other than aquatic organism and also to the water quality, solid waste, improper solid waste management also can impact to the public health, especially through the water quality. Okay, transmission to human can cause through ingestion of contaminated water, or through our food. Okay, this is mainly because of the contamination of the leachate, for example, that penetrate into the soil, and then the plant or vegetable will taken out the contamination, the contaminants from the leachate, and then accumulate in their plant parts. Okay, and then we eat the vegetable or plant, and then accumulate in our body, and eventually can cause various types of disease. Okay, same goes to the contamination through food, okay, through water. Okay, and then also transmission can be occurs through contact with disease carrying vector, inhalation of contaminated air, especially the landfill gas, the methane, the carbon monoxide, and also the failure. Okay, so who are the person at risk? Of course, the person who are at risk is where they live near to the open dumping, for example, near to the clogging river or stream because of the throwing rubbish to the river. Okay, and also clogging of a river and drain that can increase the breeding of the pest and vector. Okay, so that one we have to look more further. Okay, so here are the examples of the waterborne disease, diarrhea, malaria, and other diseases that can infect our human health, especially by taking up the contaminated water and food, and also vector-borne disease. Okay. Um, okay, so from garbage to that, this is the decomposing timeline. We can see here a few types of waste. Okay, we have here paper towel, orange peel, wool socks, newspaper. At least need 5 to 7 years to completely decompose. 20 years for plastic bags, and even 1 million years of glass bottle to be completely decomposing. Okay, so a few years before, we were shocked by a death of a whale in the Philippines, where the stomach was filled with 40 kilogram of plastic waste. Okay, so from that we can see the impact of the improper solid waste or the solid waste management, and also improper of low awareness on the solid waste. Okay, that is can impact not only the river water quality but also the aquatic organism. Other than that, microplastic also a growing concern now, which is microplastic are very small pieces of plastic that pollute the environment. Okay, so basically microplastic are not a specific kind of plastic, but rather any types of plastic fragment that is less than 5 millimeter in length, according to the US National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration and the European Chemical Agency. So basically, in a simple word, microplastic is a normal plastic that have been in the environment maybe 100 or 20 years ago. Okay, since 120 years ago, and then it will broken up into a small pieces, and then taken up by the aquatic organism, especially fishes, then accumulate in their stomach. Okay. In Malaysia also there is a study on the microplastic that been ingested by the commercial fish in Skudai River, Johor, Malaysia. This is done by Sharijan et al. 2019. He found out that there are a few types of microplastic that have been found in the commercial fish from the Skudai River, Johor. Okay, for example, here we have the fiber. We have also foam, film, mixture, fragment, and also mixture of colorful film and fragment from all species. This is been found on the gastrointestinal of the fishes. Okay, so imagine that we eat the fish, and then this types of waste or microplastic will accumulate in our body, and what happened to the our food chain and also to the our health. Okay. So currently, with another emerging consequence of the COVID-19 pandemic is the massive amount of solid waste have been generated by people as they seek to protect themselves from being infected by the virus, okay, especially by using the PPE, for example, gloves and also face masks. Okay, so according to the Waste Management Association of Malaysia, waste generation in Malaysia in residential areas has increased by 20 to 30% since the implementation of the movement control order on March 18 last year. Okay, so this is very concerning. We locked down at home, but still the waste generation is still high, especially the face mask, the gloves, and other maybe from the shopping, online shopping, and food order. Okay. Okay, so I would like to share some one case study that have been done for the river water quality at Sembilan River, Kuala Selangor. Okay, so from the map, Sembilan River is located at Kuala Selangor. Okay, and then the land use around the Sembilan River is mainly palm oil plantation. Okay, and also there is one sanitary landfill is located at the upstream of the river. Okay, if you from the figure at the J3 here, this is the discharge point of the effluent from the sanitary landfill. Okay, so at the downstream, there is also fishing village and also aquaculture farm. And at the coastal area, there is Pantai Remis. I'm sure you guys know where is Pantai Remis. And this is a most popular spot for the seafood lovers. Okay, so just imagine the affluent, the land activities being throwing into the river and then flow to the downstream to the fishing village, to the aquaculture farm, and also to the coastal area here. What happened? The impact. Okay, so of course, starting from the discharging of the effluent from the landfill. Okay, from the landfill, and then it will cause water quality decrease, especially starting from J3, and then decrease gradually to the downstream of the river. Okay, study also shows that the concentration of heavy metals along the river increase gradually starting from the discharge point. Okay, so can be summarized that the river can be classified under based on the national water quality standards into class 3, which is actually a slightly polluted river. Okay, so that's the impact on the name. So there are a few alternative solid waste treatment. Okay, in order to reduce the solid waste sent to the landfill, and also in order to reduce the waste generation. Okay, for example, since the main types of waste in Malaysia is mainly organic waste and food waste, maybe we can consider the composting. Okay, there are one study shows that by using the composting method, okay, we can actually divert the solid waste sent to the landfill more than 60% from the total generated solid waste, and at the same time can reduce more than 30% of leachate generation, and of course can reduce the effluent that discharged to the nearby river. Other than that, we can use incineration and of course the recycling method. Okay, so other than that, bad treatments, composting, recycling, and also incineration, waste minimization also can one of the main factors. Okay, so depends on the people, systems, and also technology. Okay, people Of course, people can changing a nation or culture can only be implemented if it is first targeted at the people. Okay, and then people can influence the system, system can influence the technology in order to minimize, to educate and minimize and decrease the cost reduction. Okay, and in terms of system approach is applied to industrial waste, it will measure and control waste during production and also can increase the efficiencies level. Okay, and then of course eventually will minimize the waste generation starting from the production. Lastly, the technology could be a major driver and capital investment should be introduced to improve manufacturing productivity and reduce the waste creation. So technology has a major deciding role in the world we live in today, and therefore technology should be applied to waste minimization to help reduce the cost. Okay, other than that, in our daily life, there are a few ways to minimize the waste, to reduce the waste. For example, encourage waste-free lunches by cutting down on food packaging, single-use disposal items, and so on. Encourage healthy eating in campus or in offices by recommending no crisps, sweets, or banning soft drinks, because all these types of foods will produce a waste, especially by from the packaging, the plastic bottles, and also the aluminium can. Okay, and then we can switch to eco-friendly substitutes for plastic straws, plates, cups, and at the cafeteria. At the office, we can implement the Print Smarter campaign where we print on both sides, or um, print on both sides of papers, or use a recycled paper for unimportant materials. Okay, reuse binders and file folders and create a recycling center. I'm happy to see that one of our students also bring their own food container to the cafeteria and also utensils, and they also bring their own cup and bring their own shopping bag. Okay, me myself also keep one or two plastic shopping bag in my car in case I will go shopping, buy something at the shop or supermarket. Okay, so Malaysian government also have a few campaigns in order to reduce the solid waste, especially the plastic waste, where we have Malaysia's roadmap towards zero single-use plastic 2018 to 2030. And also in Selangor itself, we have no plastic policy started at 2010 with Saturday, no plastic bag on Saturday, 2017, no more free plastic bags for all days of the week, and 2019, no straw policies. And then hopefully by 2030, we can totally ban on plastic bags. Okay, so I just want to share one of the biggest achievement done by Afroz Shah, who are men behind the world's largest beach cleaning project. We can see here the Versova beach located at Mumbai, India. From this Versova beach have been popular with the most polluted and dirty beach in India. And after the movement, or after the project, okay, the beach can be they found sea turtle hatching in 2 decades after a massive clean-up drive by the Afroz Shah and other adults and students. Okay, so here are the proof of the awareness of the to keep the environment clean to the current generation and also to the future generation. Okay, so for future Malaysia, I really hope that we can transform from the traditional waste hierarchy with 90% of solid waste sent to the landfill for disposal to the new waste management paradigm, where only maybe 10 to 20% sent to the landfill, and the rest waste can be used for the reuse, recycle, conversion, transformation, waste to energy, and so on. Okay, so for take-home message for today's session here, and yeah, thank you. Thank you. Get back to Miss Amira.
Okay, thank you, Madam Nila, for the insightful presentation. Dear viewer, if you have any question for Madam Tengku Nilam, please leave a comment. Now we are waiting question from the audience. Okay, the first question come from Fatiha Shafinas. Have been waiting for this topic. She said, I have question to ask to our speaker today, Ms. Nilam. In your opinion, what is the best solution in reducing waste generation?
Okay, thank you, Fatiha Shafinas, for the question. Actually, the best solution in reducing waste generation. Okay, we have the act, we have the Environmental Quality Act, and also we have the Solid Waste and Cleansing Act 2007, and also we have a few treatment facilities, either composting, sanitary landfill, and also incineration. But I think it is finally depends on ourself, okay, our ethics, our awareness on protecting the environment by reducing, minimize the waste generation. Okay, so by that, it will continue. Then the waste generation will reduce, and then also the waste that sent to the landfill also can be reduced, and other pollution also can be reduced. Okay, yeah.
Okay, thank you, Madam Tengku Nilam. The next question is from Babitra Krishnan. She asking, Miss Nilam, if a landfill have leachate treatment system, how come it can pollute the river?
Okay, thank you, Miss Vavitra Krishnan. That is a good question, actually. Okay, so sanitary landfill, they provide the leachate treatment system. Okay, so in order to them to discharge the leachate, the effluent, the treated leachate to the nearby river, they need to make sure that the effluent quality, the concentration of parameters are complying with the Industrial Effluent 2009, okay, standard A, complying with the standards, okay. But however, um based on the case study that I shared before, the concentration of pollutants in the treated leachate that discharge from the central landfill still affecting the river water quality. That means that the leachate still have a slightly high concentration of pollutants. So maybe we can have a tighter, or maybe can um, have a new standards on the leachate effluent standard. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
The next question from Mr. Linat. He asked, solid waste is indeed a problem today other than the waste mentioned. He said that he saw many face masks on the street. If you search some video on scuba diving, you can see face masks every minute during diving. So if not mistaken, face mask is a
Yes.
clinical waste. How do we public manage face mask disposal in Malaysia? Do we throw face masks in the normal dustbin or into the landfill as well?
Yes, that's what happened currently. Starting from the MCO last year, there are study on the face mask quantity in one of the landfills in Selangor. They found that the quantity is quite high. Of course, because of we actually dispose together with the normal waste, okay, which is from the residential and domestic waste. But actually, we should the best way we should segregate the face mask so that we can maybe segregate the face mask from the other types of waste so that it won't be sent together to the landfill. And of course, the face mask maybe contain a few contaminants that should not be in the landfills. So the best way we can segregate first lah. Okay, asingkan dulu the face mask with the other waste.
Okay, thank you, Madam Nilam. The next question is from Mr. Rajan Sundra. Of late, there were numerous cases of illegal dumping of waste taking place through the country. How could we, as the public, can help prevent this?
Okay, as I mentioned, sadly in Malaysia we still have the illegal dumping, and even we have the legal open dumping, which is also have a same impact. Okay, so how could we as the public can help prevent this? Um, Maybe the awareness as a public. Okay, so maybe from the awareness, or at least we can inform the local authorities, or the local authorities that there is one illegal dumping happen in the area, so that they will take charge. Okay, because we as a public, we don't have the power to control them. Okay, so at least we can contact the proper line. Okay, so that they know, the government, the local authorities know that it's illegal dumping that can cause pollutants to their area. Okay.
Okay, another question I think from Mr. Rinat. In your
Okay.
opinion, there are various ways of solid waste disposal. Which one is the most suitable for Malaysia in terms of our waste characteristic, community acceptance,
Yes.
and also environmental impact? So that is the
Okay.
question.
Okay, so thank you again, Mr. Leonard. Okay, so based on the waste characteristic, let's say the main types of waste in Malaysia, of course, the organic waste and also the food waste, which is the main factors of leachate generation. Okay, so as I mentioned, I think the best way is we divert the organic waste, this the food waste, by using the composting. Okay, so from the study, as I mentioned before, from the study, by diverting the organic waste by using the composting, we can reduce more than 60% of from the total solid waste generation sent to the landfill, and at the same time can reduce the generation of leachate. Okay, so and then based on the community acceptance and environmental impact, I think composting also is the best way lah, the best way, and also recycling also in terms of community acceptance and environmental impact. In terms of incineration, since the main solid waste are organic waste, so if we send to the organic waste to the incineration, of course it will need a high energy to completely incinerate it. Okay, so it is not actually suitable for the Malaysian solid waste incineration. Okay. Mm.
Okay,
But
thank you, Melinda. The next question is from Joanne To, a question outside but Malaysia, but not sure whether Miss will answer or not. There are new technology called, I'm not sure, co-processing for solid waste
co-processing. Okay.
management in Cambodia. So what's the best to go for in order to protect the environment? Is a co-processing or the engineered landfill?
Thank you, Joanne. So sorry, I'm not really sure about this new technology, co-processing for solid waste management in Cambodia. I think co-processing, I think is a combination of a few types of treatment. Maybe at the landfill they have the disposal. Maybe for the unrecyclable waste, for the non-organic waste, or at the same area they also have the composting treatment also facilities, and also they also have the recycling center. As far as I know, that's what's the definition of co-processing for solid waste. Okay, they have a few types of treatment at the same area. Landfill also have the recycling, and also have the composting facilities. If I'm not mistaken, I will go back to you later about this.
Okay. We have another question from Mr. Firdaus Hamdan. How to educate our family about solid waste, importance of waste management, especially to our children?
Okay, good question. Okay, thank you, Firdaus Hamdan. How to educate? Actually, especially to our children, children easily copy what we did lah. Okay, and let's say we throw the rubbish into the river, they also will copy that types of perlakuan. Okay, so if we show the good attitude, show the good way of managing the environment, managing the waste management. Okay, so our children also can follow our footsteps lah. Okay, and then of course we have to time to time educate them. Let's say we cannot throw the rubbish into river. We have to use the recycling bin for the paper, for the plastic, for the maybe kotak Milo ke susu, paper, plastic from the packaging food. Okay, we have the recycling, and then yeah, I think that is the best way. We have to show the good attitude, the good way, so that our children also will follow our footsteps. Okay? Any other
Okay,
questions?
I think that's all for the question. Unfortunately, we have to come to the end of the today's session. Thank
Okay.
you, Madam Tengku Nilam, for joining us today and providing such insightful information. And to our wonderful audience, thank you for joining us at this webinar. We look forward to your comments and participation at our future event hosted by the MAHSA University. In case you have any further queries, you may contact us through the MAHSA website or visit our social media. I think that's all for today. Have a pleasant day. Take care and stay safe, everyone.
Okay. Thank you, everyone.